Such a wonderful class last night. I loved it.
Okay, well, it's Prabhupada's mercy and the Vaishnava's kindness. Thank you, Guru.
Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yashodanandana Braja Jana Ranjana Yamunatira Vanachari Yamunatira Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna. Jaya Radha Golokanand Radha Golokanand Radhe Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्री श्रीमद शिल भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर शिल प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य शिल हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गो गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। व्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय, नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय, पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय, गंगा देवी जमुना देवी की जय, तुलसी देवी भक्ति देवी की जय, युग धर्म हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय, बृहद मृदंग ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय, श्री श्री राधा गोलोकानंद की जय, गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय, पतित पावन शिल प्रभुपाद की जय. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga, and all glories to you, Srila Prabhupada. Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishna. Hare Krishna. First of all, Maharaj, welcome back. We are so happy to see you. It was almost like a body without life when you leave, and when you come back, the life comes back. Thank you. Can't imagine how much Shri Shri Radha Golokananda missed you. You've given your whole life in serving them. So welcome back, Maharaj. With all my heart, welcome back. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Ajnanathimiranthasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama. So we're studying from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 10, Chapter 69, entitled Narada's Visit to Krishna's Palaces. Text 25. Kvapi sandhyam upasinam japantam brahma vagyatam ekatra chasi charmabhyam charantam asivartmaso. Kvapi sandhyam upasinam japantam brahma vakyatam ekatra chasi charmabhyam charantam asivartmaso. Kvapi sandhyam upasinam japantam brahma vagyatam ekatra chasi charmabhyam charantam asivartmaso. Kvapi sandhyam upasinam japantam brahma vagyatam ekatra chasi charmabhyam charantam asivartmaso. Vaishnavis, please. Translation and purport by the faithful servants of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki. Translation. Somewhere Lord Krishna was observing the rituals for worship at sunset by refraining from speech and quietly chanting the Gayatri Mantra. And elsewhere he was moving about the sword and shield in areas set aside for sword practice. Purport. According to Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti, the word Sandhyam Upasinam indicates sunset rituals, whereas the words Asicharmabhyam Charantam refer to sword practice which takes place at dawn. So we'll also read the next verse. Ashvair Gajair Rathair Kwapi Vicharantam Gadagrajam Kwachichayanam Paryanke Stuyamanam Chavandibhi. Translation. In one place, Lord Gadagraja was riding on horses, elephants, and chariots. And in another place, he was resting on his bed while bards recited his glories. Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti points out that riding on horses and elephants is a noon activity, whereas one lies down during the latter part of night. So I seek the blessings of His Holiness Bir Krishna Goswami Maharaj and all the senior Vaishnavas and Vaishnavis. May the right words come at the right time in glorifying Srimad Bhagavatam and the process of purifying myself. So Narada Muni, he's going from one palace to another in Dwaraka. And it's quite astonishing that in different palaces, Krishna is performing different activities. What is astonishing is not the fact that there are so many Krishnas, because Narada Muni has seen so many Krishnas. He has seen the Rasa Leela in Vrindavan, after seeing which he desired to become a gopi himself. So there Krishna has been expanding himself into so many millions and billions of Krishnas, one for each gopi, while Sri Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes that the original Krishna is dancing with Sri Radharani. And as Sri Radharani expands as the gopis, Krishna expands to dance with each gopi. So Narada Muni has seen so many Krishnas. Another wonderful pastime is the Brahma Vimohan Leela, where Krishna expanded himself into so many Krishnas and so many forms, and Narada Muni, being the disciple and the son of Lord Brahma, has had experience of this pastime. So what's astonishing is not the fact that Narada Muni finds so many Krishnas. What is astonishing is that different Dwarakas are at different time zones at the same time. All the palaces are very close to one another, so they can be in different time zones. But what is actually happening is Narada Muni, according to Srila Jiva Goswami in the Sandarbhas, it is described that Narada Muni is getting an entrance into different parallel manifestations of Dwarakas at the same time. Instead of entering one palace after another in the same Dwaraka, Krishna is very kindly showing Narada Muni the different Dwarakas that exist. And they're all at different time zones, just like we see even in this world, different countries are at different time zones. Australia is like midnight now, Maharaj? Something like that. And it's cold here and it's hot there. The temperature is different, the time zone is different. They're all different countries in the same world. What to speak of different parallel manifestations of Krishna's Dwarakas. In the spiritual world, different manifestations. In the material world, different manifestations. And this is why, when Gargacharya, he names Krishna as Krishna, he says, Bahuni Santi Namani, Rupani cha Sutasyate. O Nanda Maharaj, your son, Krishna, has many forms. The word Santi in Sanskrit, in the prediction of Gargacharya, is used in the present tense to show, he doesn't say your son Krishna will have many forms. He doesn't say your son Krishna has had many forms. He says your Krishna at this moment has many forms. And this could be quite astonishing for a father who has a little child, 3-month-old, and you think there's only one Krishna, and Gargacharya, he says, there are many Krishnas, many forms and many names to this Krishna. And Sri Jiva Goswami in the Sandarbhas, he explains, what that actually means is at that same moment, in the spiritual world and in the material world, there are so many different Vrindavan manifestations. And in each of those Vrindavan manifestations, Krishna is performing different pastimes at the same time. In one universe, in one Vrindavan, there's Damodar Leela going on. While Gargacharya is naming Krishna, Krishna is already being chased by Mother Yashoda in another parallel dimension. So the name Damodar is current. It's in the present tense. In another parallel manifestation, Krishna is lifting Govardhan Hill. So the name Giridhari is at the moment. And this goes on forever. So every single day, every moment is Janmashtami. Because in some parallel universe where Vrindavan exists, in the material world, Krishna is making his appearance. And right now is Janmashtami. Right now is Radhashtami. Right now is Govardhan Puja. Right now is Gaura Purnima. And therefore every moment is sacred. We don't have to wait for an Ekadashi to come to start a sacred process. Okay, from this Ekadashi, I will be a good person. I'll start chanting my rounds very good quality, attentive rounds. I'm not going to criticize anyone starting this Ekadashi. We don't have to, because every moment is as sacred as Ekadashi. Every moment is as sacred as Janmashtami. What's amazing is Krishna is performing different activities according to the right time. The activities that are supposed to be performed at noon are being performed at noon. What are supposed to be performed in the evening is being performed in the evening. So on a practical front, this teaches Vaishnavas. And for Vaishnavas like Maharaj and Drishta Prabhu, who are so punctual, who respect Krishna in all forms, including the time factor, there's nothing that this discussion will offer. But I'm saying this loudly so that I remember it myself. That as Vaishnavas, it is very important to respect Krishna in all forms, as the deity, as the holy name, and so important as time factor. Very important. Krishna time and again, you find in the verses of Shastra, Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam, links his existence to the time factor. Krishna says, time I am. Right? Krishna says that. Then at the same time in the Bhagavad Gita, at another point, this description, just for record purpose, we have 10:33, chapter 10, text 33. Chapter 15, text 12. Bhagavatam 8:2-33. Bhagavatam 10:16-41. Brahma Samhita 5:52. All of these references are with respect to Krishna and the time factor, where Krishna says that time doesn't have an influence on him, but time works as a servant for him. But sadly for us, it doesn't work like that. When we look at our pictures 10 years older, 20 years older, it's tough to believe it's the same person when we look into the mirror. So time definitely has an effect on us. Now the question is, how is time not acting on Krishna? We see that he's born. We see that he grows up from his boyhood, his infanthood to boyhood to youth to adolescent age, and then Krishna stops growing. So time definitely has some impact on Krishna, at least it seems to be. But in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, I am inexhaustible. And he says, Ajopisan avyayatma. The word avyayatma in the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita means time has no effect on me, Krishna says. So how does that work? Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, in a book called Bhagavata Amrita Kana, he explains, linking it back to the parallel manifestations that we spoke about. He explains that in the spiritual world, there are Goloka Vrindavan where Krishna is eternally 3 months old. Goloka Vrindavan where Krishna is eternally 4 months old. Goloka Vrindavan where Krishna is eternally 1 year old. Goloka Vrindavan where Krishna is eternally 3 years old. Of course, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, the goal being worship of Radha, Golokananda, Radha, Krishna, that form of Krishna is 16-year-old. So therefore, for Gaudiya Vaishnavas, Krishna is eternally 16, because that's our goal. But let's say if someone wants to love Krishna as a mother to the child, and that Krishna who is an infant, so the devotee wants to have the pleasure of breastfeeding Krishna, let's say. That's not possible when Krishna is 7 years old. So they enter that manifestation of Goloka Vrindavan according to their Sthai Bhav, where they serve Krishna to that fullest capacity, where Krishna is only infanthood. He's tasting those moods. Someone would have the desire to serve Krishna as a friend, where Krishna is 6 years old, and they enter that manifestation of Goloka Vrindavan, where they can eternally serve Krishna, who is eternally 6. So now what's interesting is, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes, when Krishna appears in this world, the infant manifestation of Krishna appears in this world, and Krishna never grows. So, in no time, this Krishna disappears, becomes unmanifest, and the Krishna who is 1 month old manifests. And then in no time, he disappears, becomes aprakat, unmanifest, and the Krishna from a parallel universe who's 3 months old, he manifests. Then he goes unmanifest, and Krishna who's 1 year old, he manifests. So in this world, as far as the cycle wheel of time is concerned, it seems as if Krishna is growing. But actually, Krishna has no effect on his body as far as time is concerned. So eternally, Krishna is 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, 7 months, 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. And all of those manifestations appear and disappear, and it happens so quickly to the naked eye, it seems as if Krishna is growing. It's so amazing. And this is why in the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, Ajopi, I am unborn. Avyayatma, time has no effect on me. Still I appear in this world. So how do you reconcile and put all these pieces that you have no birth, but you take birth? You don't have, time doesn't have effect on you, but you still seem to, or at least appears to the naked eye, that seem to grow. So time seems to have some effect on Krishna, but actually no effect. So Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has put all these pieces so wonderfully for us. For us in this world, coming back to the time factor, we see by the rising and the setting of the sun, Ayu harati vai pumsam udyam mastam cha yan asau tasyarthe yat kshanonita uttama shloka vartaya. With every rising and setting of the sun, as we go closer and closer to death, a Vaishnav goes closer and closer to the eternal kingdom of God. So it's amazing. It's really amazing. One Prabhupada disciple in Vrindavan recently was detected with a health condition which was taking the Vaishnav closer and closer to their ultimate destination. And as soon as the devotee got to know this, the devotee said, "Isn't this amazing?" I had a talk with the Vaishnav, and very quickly he said, "Isn't it amazing that very quickly I will see Radha Shyam Sundar eye to eye? The same Krishna I've been worshipping and hearing and seeing in the deity form, I'm going to see them face to face." So death has no impact on a devotee ultimately, because the devotee loves to see Krishna. It's not a big change, because death is change of body, sure, but it's not change of bhav. So Vaishnav is more attached to his bhav more than his body, and there's no change to that, just relocation. But till the time we don't come to that platform, we haven't reached that platform, it's very important that we fear time. Mrityum namamyaham. Mad bhayat vati vatoyam suryastapati mad bhayat. Varshatindro dahatyagni mrityuscharati mad bhayat. In the 3rd canto, in the discussion between Kapila and Devahuti, Lord Kapila says that the sun rises and sets out of fear of me. Yamaraj performs his duty out of fear of me. They fear Krishna, we worship Krishna. We want to attain Krishna, but till the time we haven't attained the transcendental platform, it's good to have some fear of the rising and setting of the sun, some fear that we are getting old, some fear that we are not taking our spiritual life so seriously. I remember one devotee, he had come to pick a senior Vaishnava at the airport, and the Vaishnava arrived, but his bags did not. So they had another 2 hours to wait for the next flight to arrive so that they can have their bags. So as the Vaishnav told the devotees who had come to pick them up, said, oh, we have another 2 hours to wait. So that Vaishnav said, no problem, Maharaj. I have 2 hours to kill, no problem, I'll sit in the car. And Maharaj said, you have 2 hours to kill? You can kill time, time kills you. So it's a quality of a Vaishnav that one never wants to waste time. Srila Prabhupada never liked to waste time. Even in his morning walk, he was discussing about Krishna. Even in the middle of the night, he was writing for Krishna. He was building temples, he was talking to guests, he was initiating, he was installing deities, he was writing his books, he was giving his lectures, he was having his massage. He had time for everything. Prabhupada had time even to remove his glasses and keep it back in the box. Imagine a founder acharya of an international movement, always relaxed, in the sense he was in the moment. Srila Prabhupada never wasted time. Just this morning, while preparing for this class, I was looking at a transcript of Srila Prabhupada's class that he gave in 1972 on the Nectar of Devotion. And Srila Prabhupada was stressing on this point, how the Goswamis never wasted time. Kala avasani kritau. Nidra hara vihara kadi vijitau chatyanta dinau chayo. In the Shat Goswami Ashtakam, Kala avasani kritau, which means they never wasted time. Srila Prabhupada said, quoting Chanakya Pandit, that even with 1 million gold coins, we can't get 1 moment back. So don't waste time, Srila Prabhupada said. If you have time, read the Bhagavad Gita, chant Hare Krishna, but don't talk rubbish. That's the transcript. It is so true. For a dying man who's on his departure bed, if he's asked, would you want to live another week? He would take it, sure. Another 1 hour, sure, I'll take it. And moment after moment after moment, that's the time that we waste. Talking, chit-chatting, gossiping, criticizing. Phone time, reels, Instagram, shorts. As we are looking through YouTube shorts, our life is getting shorter and shorter. The reel may be fake, but our life is real. We are paying every YouTuber with a portion of our life. That's what we are paying him. The YouTuber is throwing in content just for viewership. Crazy videos, like all types. Somebody's talking to themselves, looking at a mirror, and that's a YouTube short. And I waste a minute of my precious life, human form of life, looking at someone who has no idea why they're wasting their life. It's quite interesting. And life is not about how long we live. As the saying goes, we are not here to add years to our life. We are here to add life to those years. You have a glowworm which is here in this world only for a few hours. Then you have a cat or a dog who lives a few years. More than that, a cow maybe who lives for 10 or 12, 15 years. And more than that, maybe a human who lives for 60 years. Maybe more than that, a tortoise or a whale which lives for 100 years. And more than that, you can have the redwood trees in California who've been there for thousands of years. So it's not about how long we live. Think about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who's there only for 48 years. Think about Shankaracharya, who's there only for 32 years. Think about the great Saint Jnaneshwara from Maharashtra, who was only for 21 years. Quite interesting. At the age of 16, he wrote a commentary to the Bhagavad Gita. How astonishing is that? And his story is quite mystical. His father was a sannyasi. He was a sannyasi. Krishna appears in the dream of a sannyasi and says, there's a pure devotee who has to appear in this world, and only you can be the father. And then Krishna tells him in the dream, what I tell you, that you have to change your ashram, is a secret between you and me. You can't tell anyone. And this sannyasi changes his ashram. He gets publicly exiled, ousted, rebuked for change of ashram. He gives birth to this son who's considered an outcast. And this boy, right from his childhood, is brilliant. Bhagavad Gita, Ramayana, Mahabharata, flowing like the Ganga through his mouth. And people don't consider, he's the son of a fallen sannyasi. And then this boy grows up to be 16 and writes a commentary to the Bhagavad Gita. People don't accept it. He touches the head of a buffalo, and the buffalo speaks 700 verses of the Bhagavad Gita. And the king looks dumbfolded. What's going on? A buffalo chanting Bhagavad Gita? Your guru must be very glorious. Who's your guru? And the buffalo chants the name of the boy. And that boy at the age of 21 takes samadhi. I was sent in this world to write a commentary. I'm done. Krishna, I'm ready to come back. He sits, meditates on the Lord, goes underground. When you see lives like that, 21, Shankaracharya 32, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu 48, it teaches us it's quality of that time that we spend in our life that's more important than the longevity. We could just be standing there like a tree wasting our life. Krishna in this section, morning duties in the morning, dawn duties at dawn, dusk duties at dusk, night duties at night, evening duties at evening. Krishna is not saying, I am beyond time, doesn't matter, let me be disorganized. A Vaishnava is never like that. Vaishnava is organized, uses his time effectively. Therefore, avyartha kalatvam. Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, the 9 symptoms of a person at the level of bhava bhakti, one of those symptoms is the person never wastes time. Never wastes time. In India, it's been our practical experience when you see those trains which go from local trains, which go for a few hours from one city to another. There are people wasting time on that train. They're playing cards, singing songs, chit-chatting, eating popcorn, and sleeping and listening to music. And the same train is used by Vaishnavas. What do the Vaishnavas do? They're chanting. I have seen myself. They close their eyes, they have earplugs, and they're chanting, beating the sound, the noise around. Vaishnavas are utilizing their time. I've seen Vaishnavas prepare for classes in those long trains, studying Srimad Bhagavatam. Some going from station to station, when the train stops, they're getting down and doing kirtan. There are some Vaishnavas in that train, they're doing book distribution because now people can't leave. You are in the train and you can escape. You can walk away saying, I know the Bhagavad Gita. You're not leaving, I'm not leaving, and the Vaishnavas take advantage. Bhagavad Gita, no, I have it. Oh, then Krishna book. I think I have it. Ishopanishad, I bet you don't have it. They're doing book distribution. There are Vaishnavas, 4 o'clock in the morning, in that train, they are chanting their japa. It's amazing. Life is like that train journey. We can decide how we want to use that time. Either singing, chatting, eating popcorn, or on the other hand, chanting Hare Krishna. Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, it's described, he always carried a wristwatch with him. Of course, it was like a pocket watch at that time. It wasn't a wristwatch. But he always had a way to keep track of time. In fact, it's described, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he had 2 bookshelves, and he would sit between them. And the way he had those bookshelves which were rotating. So he wanted to save time even in the time that he would waste in getting up from his place and going searching for books. So he would sit between those bookshelves and move the shelf. They were rotating shelves. And pick the book and use it as references. This is how Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur chanted 64 rounds, wrote 144 songs, had 13 children, did work 2 jobs, kept everything going because he valued time. He valued time. Even in the highest conception of Gaudiya Vaishnava meditation, the eightfold pastimes of Radha and Krishna, they are quite defined with respect to time. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, when they talk about these exalted pastimes of Krishna, or Mahaprabhu for that matter, they talk about time. And it's quite distinct. It's not 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock. It's it's defined by the minute. 3:36 to 6 o'clock. 6 to 8:24. 8:24 to 10:48. That's how to the minute. So it's quite a divine quality. Radharani is never late. Radharani is never late. Krishna is late. So Vaishnavas also have two camps. We can we can align to Krishna's camp, or we can align to Radharani's camp. Ultimately to Sri Radharani's camp. So time is quite an important factor in the conditioned state and in the eternal state. To conclude, we find the pastime of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who held his tongue, right? When he wanted to attend nature's call and he went to the bathroom, he held his tongue because his tongue was vibrating the holy name. And Gopal Guru Goswami, who later became Gopal Guru Goswami, as a little boy, he advised Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, don't stop chanting. You can chant even in the restroom. Time is precious, and there's no consideration of time or place. Tatrarpita niyamita smarane na kalaha. Na kalaha. Srila Prabhupada says, there's no hard and fast rule to the chanting of the holy name, which means at all places and at all times. As much as possible. Okay, we don't feel like chanting at this point, that's fine. We read something. We don't feel like reading, we hear a class. We don't feel like hearing a class, we serve. We don't feel like serving, we do something else, but we keep ourselves busy remembering Krishna. Time is too short and the goal is too lofty. So from this section we can learn Krishna is also, apart from being Bhagavan, he's also Guru, he's Jagat Guru, and he's teaching all of us, be like me. Do the right things at the right time. Can't chant Gayatri when it's not time. Can't chant your 16 rounds for the day in the middle of the night. Of course, we can chant all through, but it's always nice to be disciplined and organized. There are so many lessons we can learn, but this on a practical front, as sadhakas, as Vaishnavas, this is something that we can gain from this section. So I'll pause here if there are any comments, corrections, reflections, questions. I'll be very happy to hear from all of you. Yes, Mother Kamalini.
Do you know the name of that person, that young person who wrote the commentary?
His name was Jnaneshwara. Jnaneshwara. Jnana means knowledge and Ishwara means the Lord. He became one of the greatest saints. Even today, people walk hundreds and thousands of miles just to go to his birthplace. Great devotee of Krishna. Exalted devotee of Krishna.
And his father?
I don't remember his name. Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. Whether it's stealing of the clothes for the gopis, or whether it's playing the flute and having the gopis leave their household and running in the middle of the night for Krishna, for all times to come be quote-unquote defamed by society, or whether it's Bhishma Dev being a great devotee but still being misunderstood for all times to come, or whether it is Bharata in the Ramayana for being misunderstood, quote-unquote, for being the culprit in exiling Sri Ram, or whether it's the sannyasi who fulfilled Krishna's desire, even if that means being socially rebuked. There's a very nice quote that I read in my childhood. I loved it so much that in my bedroom I had it printed. I suddenly remembered this. It is a quote from Srila Prabodhananda Saraswati, where he says, "If the whole world glorifies me, but Krishna does not recognize me, what is the use of that glorification?" But on the other hand, if the whole world spits on my face, but Krishna loves me, who cares about that spitting? I read it and I loved it so much that I printed it in my bedroom. Please don't ask me if I follow it. My consciousness is far away from that reality, but at least it's good to have some ideals up in the sky that you want to achieve someday. Nadhanam na janam na sundari. Any other reflections, questions, or comments? Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Hmm. I'm part of the problem. I think there is no social answer to that. The only answer that comes to my heart is more advancement in Krishna consciousness. To the extent one, actually it's quite interesting, in the section where Krishna disrobes, or I shouldn't say disrobes, but Krishna steals the clothes of the gopis, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur writes something amazing, that anything that covers the truth, Krishna will strip it away with time. So what that means is when Vaishnavas try to manipulate, cover, throw things under the rug, it's only a matter of time it'll come out. So I think, just culturally speaking, we are so used to don't do something that will bring ill fame to your parents. Don't do something that will bring ill fame to your family. In America, you're 18, you leave home, right? You're an adult. You take decisions for yourself. In India, you're 57, and your mother is 75, and your mother will still tell you what to do. And when the daughter, who's a grandmother herself, will say, Mom, I think I know what to do, the mother will say, don't you cross-question your mother. You may be 57, but your mother at 75 always remains your mother. So I think it's a traditional mindset where wherever I am, however old I am, I should never say, think, or act in a way that will bring ill fame to my guru, to my family, to my parents, my reputation. So I think it takes some Krishna consciousness to step out of that comfort zone. What Srila Prabhupada did was amazing. He didn't care about what his family or society or others think. Jai Shri Radha Golokananda ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Gaura Premanande, Hari Hari Bol. True, true.
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham
Sundaranga Kandar Ako Vikamaniya Vishesha Shobha
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Angani Yasa Sakale Priya Priti Manti Vasyanti Panti Kayanti Chiram Naganti Ananda Chinmaya Sadhu Jala Vigrahasya Govindam
Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami
Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham Tamaham Bhajami Govindam Adipurusham
Govinda. Namo Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pistaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhaktivedanta Namaniti Domine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pachane Nivaseksha Shunyavade Satchavade Satarinde Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaurakarinda Chaitanya Jaya Sri Krishna Nityananda Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Sivasati Gaurakarinda Nayats Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Radha Shiva Sade Naraturina. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Rama Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Golokanana Anna Golokanana Jaya Radha Golokanana Anna Golokanana Jaya Radha Hey, Radhe, Radhe, Radhe. Radhe, hey, Radhe, Radhe, Jayo, Radhe. Ragat Hey Jai Om Vishnupad. Maturam ki jai, Swami ki jai. You and I, it's a jai. Matlas ki lady ki jai. Somebody rocked out into the jai. Oh, Prinanda. All glorious. All glorious to yourself. All glorious to see Guru and Goloka. Shilomad ki jai.
Chaitodarpanamarjanam Bhava Mahadavagni Nirvapanam Shreya Kairavya Chandrikavitaranam Vijavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhi Vardhanam Pratipanam Pranamrita Swadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Paramvijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam Nam Namakari Bahuda Nija Sarva Shaktis Tatrapitani Amitas Smarane Nakala Etadrishita Bakripa Bhagavan Mamapi Durdaiva Midrishami Hajjani Nanuraga Trinadapi Sunichena Tarorapi Suhishuna Amanina Manadena Kirtaniya Sadahari Nadaram Najanam Nasundarim Kavitam Vajagadishakamaye Mama Janmani Janmani Ishvare Bhavatad Bhaktir Hoitaki Twai. Thank you for dressing so nicely. Patitamam Mishame Bhavam Buddha Kripayata Vabada Pankaja Stita Duli Sajashim Vachintaya Nayanam Gadashu Daraya Varanam Gadgaduridaya Gira Pulakarnishitam Vabhukada Tavanama Grahane Bhavishyati Yugayatam Namishena Chakshusham Gracias Shunayatam Jagat Sarvam Govindam Virahename Ashlishyava Padamritam Anastumam Adarshanam Marmahatakarotuva Yatatatava Vidadatulam Pato Mat Prananatastusa Eva Napara. Victory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtan movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss, and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious. O my Lord, congregational chanting of your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names you've invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them. The holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the straw in the street, one should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly. O Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire beautiful women, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotional service, birth after birth. O Son of Maharaj Nanda Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and make me one of your own. O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name? O Govinda, feeling your separation, I am considering a moment to be like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like torrents of rain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence. I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so even if he handles me roughly by his embrace, or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord unconditionally.